Let's take a look at finding a vertex on a quadratic function. Take a look at the first problem here. We got f of x is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 1. Now you have to remember that a vertex is a min and max. Let me go ahead and graph this and see what it looks like. I'll press y equals clear if you have something there. Then I'll do my x key, my x squared, plus 4x plus 1. Now let's graph this first. I see that it's opening up, which means it has a minimum, a low point. Our lowest point is our vertex. And again, that's the same as a min. Now this doesn't have a highest point because these keep going up forever. So vertex is right where my cursor is. Well, it's a min, so I'm going to do a second trace. You have to know what you're finding before you come into the screen. You see our third choice is minimum. So press 3 for minimum. And lower bound, I want to do a left arrow key and move my cursor over to the left of where the vertex is. Like right there. And then I'll press enter one time. And then it'll ask me for upper bound. And I want to do my right arrow key and move my cursor over to the right of where my vertex is. Here's my vertex, and that's to the right of it. And then press enter. And then you just press enter on the guess. Now this is going to give us -2, -3. So vertex, -2, -3. Let's try it again. It does that sometimes when I Alt-Tab. Okay, try it again. Min, okay. Lower bound over here, inner, upper bound over here, inner, on guess. This is error that accumulates as you're doing this numerically. So if you see something look like -2.0000001, that's -2. It just has some error that accumulates. So that sometimes happens with numerical methods. Let's take a look at our next example. We got f of x is equal to -3x squared minus 7x plus 1. So let's go graph this. And press y equals, press clear, do a -3, and then my x key, and then x squared minus 7x plus 1. And let me just push graph, see what it looks like. Okay, so it opens down. So here we have a maximum, and that again is our vertex. Your vertex is either your lowest point or your highest point, depending on whether it opens up or down. Well, now I'm going to do second trace, and we're going to choose maximum. So I'll press the 4 that's in front of it. Now it asks us for lower bound. I want to do a left arrow key, move my cursor over to the left of where my vertex is. Vertex is right here, and I just moved it to the left of it, so now press enter one time. Now it asks us for upper bound, so I'll do my right arrow key and move it to the right of where my vertex is. And that's good right there. Press enter, and then we'll press enter on the guess. Now here we got -1.16, and I better not Alt-Tab to it. Let me just click. Okay, it's 7. Excuse me. And then 5.08, taking them 2 decimal places. Now this right here does not look like rounding issues, accumulation from a numerical method. I would expect like 5.000001 if I'd see that. This would be a large error if that was true. This is stored in x, and this is stored in y. Let's try to change these to fractions, see if they'll change. So I'm going to do a second mode, exit out. To change my x key, or change my x value to a fraction, I do my x key, math, enter. Now that doesn't change. Well, let's try to change our y. We have to alpha. Where's y at? Y is right here. And then we do math, enter. Now that one changes. I'm a little disappointed the first one wouldn't change for us. 61/12. But again, it has its flaws. If you want exact answers if you have a TI-82, then I'd recommend doing it by hand. But definitely, it can give you the decimal approximation. And that's finding the vertex on a TI-82 calculator.